It is the next day. It's a crisp, like 40 degrees outside, which for here is very cold. My hands are cold, I'm cold. But this is a good day. This is a solid day. If you clicked on this video thinking it was woodworking, you'd be wrong. If you watched the first video, you know it's the ramblings of someone alone in a shed trying to find purpose in their life and filming an enjoyable hobby as a clawing in the dark to some kind of greater meaning. Regardless, let me tell you where we're at. So last night I finished off by saying all of these post pieces, they're gonna make up the corner of the terrarium. They're pretty much done. Functionally speaking wise, there's some cosmetic things I have to fix when I figure out how much of an issue they're gonna be. They're functional, they're done. I've got 2 side panels cut out. I think I might have to trim one a little bit, like maybe a 1/16 of an inch off the side of one. So we've got the 4 pieces, we've got the side panels, and now what I'm doing right here is I am making the floor of the terrarium right here. And you can see I've got one leg on there right now. What I have to do is I have to cut out these corner pieces. Hope you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. I have to cut out these corner pieces so that this will be accepted in there. All of this is cut to as good of a standard as I can get it with the table saw and the circular saw with a straight edge and hand saws and the router, but I do have to fine tune pretty much everything in this project with a little 1/4 inch chisel that I've been using, or some of these sanding blocks with 120 grit or 60 grit sandpaper, just any little thing. I'm out to fine tune pretty much everything to make it fit perfectly well. Even the laminated MDF is like a millimeter thicker or even like 2 millimeters thicker in some places than other, and that's off the factory. I'm not working with 100% perfect material by any means, but we're making it work, and I'm having a blast here. Having a blast. Yeah, so I guess what I'm gonna do right now is just keep cutting corners out and fit pieces in and adjust as I go. Everything is adjusting as I go. If you've got a woodworking project and you're a beginner like me, do yourself a favor, go to Harbor Freight, get their super cheap chisels, and then get some of their also super cheap 400 grit and 1000 grit sandpaper. Then go watch a video on sharpening chisels using just the sandpaper on a flat surface instead of the nice whetstone, and my goodness, does it make a difference. I would have had these Harbor Freight chisels and thought they were the stupidest thing in the world. I started using them. I thought, wow, chisels are dumb. They must be only for like really advanced woodworkers because this is just not working out for me. I sharpened them, and now, my goodness, I cannot stop finding uses for them. Like, don't leave chisels to the like advanced guys or like the hand tool nerds. Because super useful in so many areas. Yeah, it's no wonder that like chisels are the stereotypical woodworker tool. Yeah, get yourself some cheap chisels and sharpen them. I feel like the hand tool woodworking guys are a lot like recurve bow hunters. Anyway. All right, I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but when I cut those little grooves with the utility knife into the veneer here so that I don't get too much tear out, I can see those grooves through the tape pretty easily from where I am. I think you can kind of see it right there on camera, but from where I am, it's much more obvious than it looks on camera. Cheap Harbor Freight tools, guys. I'm not the guy with the full shop telling you to do it with the hand tools. Yeah, oh my gosh, that really rustles my jimmies in the wrong way sometimes. I'll see a guy make a video and he's like, oh my gosh, this is a super easy project you can do. I'm gonna use my, all Festool suite of tools, my track saw, my CNC router, my this, my that. And then he's, at the end of the video, he's like, but you could do this with, you know, a chisel and a handsaw and a drill. There's nothing stopping you. And it's like, okay, brother, well then show me doing it with the chisel and handsaw and drill. Tell me how long it takes then. You know, be real with me at least. Like, I don't care if you use a CNC. I know people are like self-flagellating about that sometimes on YouTube, but like, if you're using the CNC, no problem. But if you're teaching me a project to do with beginner tools, do it with beginner tools, man. Please. Anyway. It fit well before. Honestly, it fit well enough that like I thought it was really good. I didn't really think I could get a whole lot better of a fit. However, that line inside was bothering me, so I fixed it, and now it fits even better. So, attention to detail and care, I guess, does pay off. Like, that is just, that's snug now. It was good before. There was barely any play before. But now it's like snug. Now it's good. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Nice. My girlfriend is making fun of me, calling me her influencer boyfriend, which, God, I can't imagine unironically calling myself an influencer. But even just the word, like, have we lost touch with like just the actual word itself? Like, your job is to influence, like to sway, to persuade, or to like manipulate. That's a slippery slope, huh? Because I feel like some of these people are much more manipulators than influencers. There's plenty of ethical people out there who society might label as an influencer, but there are also plenty of unethical ones as well. I don't ever want to be that, an influencer or anything in general. If by some crazy stroke of fate I got popular on the internet, I would want it to just be for being real and not anything influencer-esque. Maybe that was my excuse to film this and not feel like I was making a stupid, meaningless video that no one's gonna watch. I don't know, I guess I'm still trying to figure out why I'm filming this if the whole point of this is to not care about filming it. Yeah, there's part of me that does like the engagement. You know, I do want to hopefully connect with people who think what I'm doing is cool. Because I gotta say, IRL, in real life, I can't exactly like go up to random people and be like, oh my gosh, do you want to hear about my woodworking terrarium project? People just don't really get that, you know. So here I am talking to my imaginary friends. All of y'all are imaginary at this point because I haven't uploaded anything yet. So who knows? I could upload the first one and not get a single comment, not get a single view. Maybe I'll get like one view and a dislike. Who knows? So I could be talking to absolutely no one. I guess I'm just talking to myself, right? I don't know. I did want to have some kind of speaking in these videos like I'm doing right now. Otherwise, it's just silently cutting wood. But I haven't scripted anything. I think all I'm trying to do is just not keep thoughts to myself. For better or worse, man, who knows? This is probably gonna end up pretty weird, pretty embarrassing, but I've done my fair share of embarrassing things. Like I said, I tried to be an online fitness coach for a bit, which basically means I have to be a fitness content creator. And I don't know if there's a more cringe online niche than fitness content creator. And I wasn't myself about it either. I was just trying to play to the algorithm because the end goal was to turn it into a business venture of commodifying my hobby, as we talked about. Dear Lord, some of those videos are cringe. I need to private that Instagram. Yeah, I need to private that Instagram. That's super cringe. Or maybe I should leave it public, because the more cringe I am, the more free I am. You know? Like, the more of me that is out there that is just just cringe, then the less I have to worry about keeping up an appearance of not being cringe. Because we're all cringe at heart. If you're home alone and you're not being cringe, that's all that needs to be said. I might be being dumb here, but I didn't tape this one. I should tape the bottom. I would tape the bottom. I'm not taping the top on this one because I seem to be getting really clean cuts, just starting them by pulling through and then going along those score lines I made earlier. Like, it just does not seem to be really wanting to tear out. Now, of course, since I said that, it's probably going to tear out, but so far, I'm good. Who knows? I might fast forward all this. This might all be at like 8 times speed, and then you'll just hear me going, and then you'll wonder, man, I wonder what he was saying. It must not have been that good, otherwise he would have kept it in. And if I don't keep it in, that's exactly what I'll have thought. I'll probably be thinking, man, why was I talking so much? It's literally just sawing a corner off. And you've turned it into a now 6-minute segment talking about influencers and cringe. And that's pretty cringe. Which should mean I should cut it out, right? But then, do I keep the cringe in to keep myself honest? Because we're all cringe. I don't know. That was pretty cringe. I don't know. Who knows, man? We'll find out. You won't know, but I'll know. If I cut this out, you'll be none the wiser. Alright. I'm gonna shut up and finish this. If I keep the camera on, I'm gonna keep rambling. Alright, y'all, I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling pretty excited for this part. This might be the coolest part yet from the whole thing. I've got the corners cut out of this piece. I've got the legs functional. I've got the side panels functional. I'll probably find I need some fine tuning after I do this part. But this is where I get to assemble the sides and the base together for the first time. Just dry fitting, obviously I'm not gluing anything yet. But this is the first time I get to kind of like see it as a freestanding thing with a floor and walls. So I'm not getting ahead of myself, but I'm pretty excited for this. Ah, we do have a problem. Okay. Cool reveal has to wait. Let me show you why we have problems. All right, check this out. Okay, so this piece, that corner right there, has to slot into this corner, right? Look at that little overlap. Look at that dirty little overlap. I forgot that I had this issue yesterday. When I fit these in here, I've got this like millimeter overlap there. So that has to be fixed before I can slot anything into this corner. So, how should I do that? How should I do that? I have a hand plane. Oh, I have a hand plane. Can you hand plane veneer or MDF, veneered MDF? I've been wary about using those hand planes because I don't know how to sharpen them. I don't know how to adjust the blade. I'll learn eventually. Let's see. I have a hand plane. Why didn't I think of this? Okay, I've got 3 hand planes, again, from Sam. So again, thanks, Sam. I've also got this like rasp, but goodness, if anything's gonna eat veneer, I feel like this thing will. I'm gonna test it on the offcut, just on the off chance it does well. When this almost surely doesn't work, I'm going to try and figure out those hand planes. I've got 2 big ones and a little guy. I know this, like, there's a mechanism in here to take the blade and adjust it. I really gotta learn. I gotta learn. Okay, I'm taking this rasp first. Whoa. Surprisingly unboogered. Technical terminology here. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. My apologies. Terrible. The videography on this video. This might be the move. Okay, but this working, I'm not gonna let that take away my learning opportunity for the hand planes here, these block planes. This is a block plane, right? I'm talking about this guy, then these guys. There's some crusty edges on this blade. And if my experience with the chisels has taught me anything, I would probably benefit a lot from sharpening this. I don't know what I'm doing. Hang on, let me put it back and then do it on video so I can look back and see what it was supposed to be like before I screwed it all up. Okay, so I'm clicking this, then that loosens this, so I can take this out. Here's the blade. I don't know what this is, and I don't know what this is. Maybe that's angle adjustment. I'm gonna sharpen this blade using the same method that I was sharpening the file. Okay, this side of the blade is down. Oh, it's got grooves here. What do these grooves go to? What the heck? Why does it have grooves if the grooves don't go to anything? Maybe it's so it can catch this? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna sharpen this. I think the wire wheel is the right thing for this job. I'm just trying to get the rust off so I've got a clean surface to work with. Look at that. Okay, cool, look at that. Thing's wobbly. Like I said, some discoloration, but no rust. We're good. Okay. This is why it takes me so dang long to do anything. I started out trying to fix like a tiny little, I don't know, 2 millimeter length difference in a board, and now I'm hand restoring a block plane. Okay, I am figuring out now how on earth I'm gonna put this thing back together because I've already forgotten how I took it apart. I'm hoping I'm smart enough to just kind of look at it and see what happens. Okay, that is in, but then that piece still has to come back. No, maybe? How did I get the screw in here before? Oh, I put this thing in upside down. Oh my gosh. Okay. My gosh. Oh, okay, now I see what this does. This little lever on the back changes the angle of the blade so you can level it. Oh, okay. I'll find out what that wheel does next, I guess. Oh, we're back on the grooves. Okay, so this, okay. That lever is raised by that screw, and this lever has a bite in there that bites into these grooves at the bottom, and that raises the angle or lowers the angle, and then this changes the side to side angle. Sick. Okay, cool. Okay, I think I kind of know how this thing works now. Oh, I did not like that. Is my angle too aggressive? I don't know. Whew. I think I still don't know how to use this. I'm gonna try it on real wood first, since I'm sure that's what it's made to be used on, and see if it works then, because maybe it's just MDF. All right, I just dug in immediately. Yeah, no, I think my angle is too aggressive, maybe? The blade's not in upside down because the notches line up with a thing that catches notches. So what did I do? I don't know what I did wrong. Opening it back up. This, let me see. Oh. This doesn't raise and lower the blade, it pulls it in or out. Maybe it was too far in. I have pulled the blade really far back in, so it's just like the tiniest little edge of it is sticking out. Probably like a literal hair's width of the blade is sticking out now. Okay, let's try this again. Oh! Look at that! Look at that! Huh! Yeah, okay, that's exactly what I wanted. I had the blade way too far out. Cool. All right, MDF is clamped. Let's try this again. All right. Well, it surely doesn't give you nice long ribbon like the hardwood did, but it does work well to shave material, and it does not seem to mess up veneer. I'm gonna take this tape off and try again without the tape, just to be sure. I think what I'm gonna do is use a combo of the little block plane and then the rasp to take off that little bit of wood. I think I'm gonna do the rasp first to take off a bit more material, a bit more quickly, and then I'll clean it up with the little block plane. I like this. I'm glad I learned how to use this. Ooh, here's a thought. Should I wax the bottom of this? Done it now. Hope I should. I gotta say, I'm happy with this. I'm really pleased with this, and it allowed me to not have to take all my junk off the table saw. It let me do this with much more precision. I might become a hand tool nerd. Like, this is really useful. This is helpful stuff. Oh, this little knob is to rest my finger in. How ergonomic. Thank you, Stanley. Well, I have made an error that has the potential to cost me hours of work. But it might be a blessing in disguise. So I was putting everything together, really excited for that fit, and I realized in my late night tired stupor, when I was cutting the floor for this tank, I cut it too small. So here's what's up. These back panels are too wide. And I don't think I have enough wood left in the veneered MDF to make another bottom and have room left to make the top. I barely have enough to make the top as is. I said it might be a blessing in disguise because I think I was making the tank a little bit bigger than ideal for the space, but I wanted to maximize the size. We'll see. There's pros and cons to leaving it small. There's pros and cons to making it larger. So I got to do some thinking. I've got to do some mock-ups and try to visualize what it'll look like when it's done with this aspect ratio versus if I widened out the back panels. So I've got some thinking to do on this. I have come to a conclusion. As much as I hate to admit it, the correct move here is to lose size on the terrarium and then keep the correct aspect ratio for the aesthetic of it. It's going to be more elegant. It's going to look the way I envisioned it in my head. And it's a sacrifice that's going to have to be made to keep the ratios the right way. I wanted to maximize size as much as I could. I really did. But looking at it now with this mock-up, it's like that's the right aspect ratio. That's what I was going for in the beginning. And widening the panels, while it would have been nice to have extra plant space and just extra space for hardware in this thing, overall, the goal of this is to make something beautiful. And if I don't have the right aspect ratio, if I don't have the correct proportions on this thing, it's not going to be what I had in mind. So this may skew a plant choice or two, but for the overall goal of this making something beautiful, this is what's going to happen. So I will lose a little size, but I'm going to keep the beauty. I'm going to keep the correct vision for it. And it's going to turn out really nice. I'm not worried about it at this point. It's just a little bit of a bummer to lose some size on it. So yeah, we're gonna lose what, like probably a good inch of width, maybe, which sucks. It sucks, but I cannot change the height of the corner posts. If I could make them taller, I could keep the width, but I can't. And that's just the correct look I'm going for. So I'm almost forced into it, which is nice because I don't really have to worry about the decision too much. This is the way it's supposed to look, so that's what we're doing. Just to give you an idea, this is the little mock-up. These are not the final panels that are going to go up there. They're going to be solid walnut. That down there is kind of representative of how the vent's going to be. That's 2.5 inches tall. I'm probably going to shorten the vent height to maybe 2.25. Yeah, if this was any wider from here to here, I just don't think it would look nice. It almost is bordering on too wide right now. So if I made a new bottom piece, first of all, I'd run out of wood for the ceiling piece, but also I think it would just look too squatty and just too low. I don't think it'd be as elegant. So this is the right move. In the end, it's going to pay off. All right, the right decision was made. This is correct. This is what it was supposed to be. Here it is, mock-up. The 2 wooden walls. These front walls will be glass. I've got a little post that's going to go here, except it's going to cut off here. So it's going to be glass to glass contact in the middle there to give the best viewing. Yeah, pretty happy about this. It's definitely the right size. Any wider and it would have been squatty and ugly looking in my opinion. Here's the current vent mock-up, just to give myself an idea of the aesthetics of it before I go with the plan. I've already got a plan in mind and it looks very similar to that, so I just wanted to make sure it will mesh with the rest of the thing aesthetically. Those little lighter colored pieces of pine That's representative of the Kumiko pattern that's going to be in there to cover up the vent cavity down there. And there's going to be a groove that runs along here, and along the top piece, and that's going to accept a piece of glass. And the groove that runs along here is actually going to go full thickness through the piece of wood so that you can slide the glass out along that way. And same with the piece of glass that's going to go here. So the glass will be able to slide out that way and slide out that way along both those axes. I'm enjoying this. I'm liking the design here. This is about 2.5 inches of depth here. And the only concern I have is if I am to pump any kind of water inside this thing, it might be a little bit of a shallow reservoir for water. I might raise it up, but of course that sacrifices height on the actual internal dimensions of the terrarium. So I've got that to figure out. Yeah, I'm liking how it's looking. We're making progress.